Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast. We got not as big of a big fight schedule this week, but I'm Paulie Malignaggi and my co-commentator, Tommy Rainone, Mr. Pick'em himself. What's going on, Tommy?
Yeah, not a big weekend of boxing. Light weekend, kind of like the calm before the storm, because the next two weekends are huge.
Next weekend, we're going to have to, next week, guys, we're going to give you guys a heads up. I mean, we're going to probably need more than one show to preview next weekend's fights, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, definitely the 19th. The weekend of the 19th with the Pacquiao, with Usyk, with Pacheco and everybody, we're definitely going to do two shows that week.
Next 2 weekends is tough, yeah, because
might have to next week too. We'll see.
The Shiraz and Zepeda show, and so Shiraz, Berlanga, and Zepeda and Stevenson card is next week, and my Pro Box card with Lester Martinez is next week.
Yeah. So
then the 19th, we got three cards. We got Joshua Dubois. We got not Joshua Dubois, Usyk Dubois. We got Bam Rodriguez in a tougher than expected fight, and then we got the Pacquiao card.
Pacquiao Barrios.
And this weekend a little bit more quiet. We got Jack Catterall fighting Harlem Eubank. Is that what it is? Harlem Eubank?
Yeah, Harlem Eubank. Yeah.
Cordina also, it returns in the co-main event. And then a little Skye Nicholson. We can't complain about Skye. A little bit of Skye Nicholson I'm not going to complain about, you know? Easy on the eyes, Skye Nicholson. What's going on?
So
how you doing? How you doing?
So I guess we'll start with her. Listen, it's a layup. It's such a layup, in fact, that there's only a money line right now. I've been checking over and over again because you're not going to bet.
Skye on points. There's not even an option for Skye on points.
No, not yet. So here's the thing, though. And I assume a line is going to pop up in the next 24 hours, but she's a minus 5,000 on DraftKings and a minus 6,000 on FanDuel.
And they don't want to give you Skye on points to lower the odds. They want to keep you at minus 5,000 if you're going to. So there's no value there.
The only thing that's intriguing about the fight, there's no value there. The only thing that's going to be intriguing about this fight is, assuming the prop bets pop up, and they will, the girl that she's fighting is garbage. Okay, she is 9-3 with 8 knockouts, Paulie, but she's been stopped twice. So she's been stopped twice in 12 fights.
So am I looking at a rare stoppage win for Skye, maybe having some value?
Guy's got one career knockout. She's getting her second one here. This girl, Paulie, this girl's never beaten a girl. Forget about a winning record. She's never beaten a girl with a win on her record.
Wow.
Come on, bro. So I don't see her going 10 rounds. I think she's going to get touched up, and at some point the referee's going to pull the plug on her. Her corner will. So should this prop bet pull up, I'm going to have to say Skye by stoppage, and that'll be only the second stoppage of her career. She's 11-1 with one knockout. She's also coming off a loss, her first career loss. So she's, she's going to be hungry out there and probably want to get rid of this girl.
And that's probably also why she's got a little bit of a soft touch in the return from a loss. Everybody gets a little bit of a soft touch return from a loss. And this is, when you look between the numbers, this is a bit of a soft touch.
Yeah. So, when I'm looking at a girl that's 9-3, that's got 8 knockouts, all of her wins, like I said, every one of those wins over a winless fighter, not just a losing record, a winless fighter. So, the people watching can make their decision as far as do they feel that Skye has that little power that this girl actually goes to the 10 rounds with her, or this guy gets that rare stoppage. I think Skye actually gets a stoppage here. I think she's in a position to finally get one, and I don't think she's had one since her second or third pro fight. But this girl is garbage.
All right. So that's a little Skye Nicholson action for you. Co-main event, we got Joe Cordina against what is it, Kiro? Harold Kiro.
Yeah. You know what? This is interesting because this is, I feel, another layup to a degree. So now, again, people are going to have to make a judgment call on a stoppage. If you want to make money, you have to make a judgment call on a stoppage or a decision here, because the prop bet is the only way to go. Cordina
and that's the thing about Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast. Everybody at home, mind you, we talk about the fights, and none of what we say is gambling or investing advice. It's just strictly for entertainment purposes. All these discussions are on the show, but we don't really go for the basic he's going to win or he's going to lose type of situation, because in boxing there's no value there, and that's why we decide to talk about these other between the lines bets like this. And that's sort of what we're doing here. And that's, if you notice, that's what we do in all our shows. We can give you easily down the line the A side is going to win, and most of the time in boxing that's what happens. But what value do you have? So this is between the lines. So what do you see here, Tommy, for Cordina?
Well, Cordina is moving up from 130 to 135. Obviously, he lost his IBF title in his last fight. He got stopped in the 8th round. So now he's moving up from 30 to 35. The guy that he's in with looks good on paper. 17-1 looks nice. It sounds nice. Again, it's all fabrication. This guy I believe has beaten 3 guys in his career with winning records. The one loss was a stoppage loss to a guy that was, I believe, 7-4. So he's never been on a world class level. He's never fought outside of Mexico. And this is an opportunity for Cordina to go out there and dominate. And I think this is kind of a setup for a potential fight with Cordina and the winner of the Catterall Eubank fight. Maybe a little bit of an appetizer in the co-main event. But Cordina should go out there, stop this guy, and do so in quick fashion. I think this is over by the 4th, 5th round tops.
Okay, so even stoppage in the first 6 rounds, 1-6.
I would lean in that direction, but you know what? Listen, you don't have to get greedy. A stoppage for Cordina is about -300. So when you're parlaying that, you can parlay it into positive odds. You know? So
and parlay with a little Skye Nicholson action by stoppage, maybe. And possibly a main event. Let's see, what do we got? Main event, Catterall and Eubank. You know, Eubank brings a big name, but is he really on the level of a Catterall?
This is his big step up. I mean, this is a big jump. Catterall is one of the best fighters I've seen over the last few years to not call himself a world champion. Remember, he's never won a world title. He beat Taylor that first time, but he didn't get the decision, or he would have been undisputed. So he's been a little bit of a hard luck fighter, and he's coming off a loss. He's actually coming off a loss against
Barboza.
Barboza, yes. Listen, Catterall is world class. There's no question about it. He's a very good fighter, southpaw, tricky counterpuncher. My only issue with Catterall is that he doesn't. For me, Paulie, when I watch these fights, I feel like he just doesn't punch enough. He makes these rounds so damn close, and he's always involved in these close decisions. But
so, what do you think, though? Can Eubank really take advantage of that, though? Is Eubank of the level to make that risky?
Well, Eubank hasn't been with anybody yet, but Eubank has looked very good from what I've seen. I mean, he's unorthodox. He's not a big puncher himself because Catterall's not a big puncher. Eubank is not a big puncher himself, but he is aggressive. He is fast, and he has volume. Catterall, as I just mentioned, he tends to let these rounds be far too close because he doesn't punch enough. He's too defensive at times. So this is an interesting fight. I mean, on the experience factor alone on the world-class level that he's fought at, you got to lean towards Catterall. But at 32 years old, is he starting to decline a little bit? Maybe that Barboza fight was a sign of things to come. We don't know how good Eubank is yet. I think Eubank is solid. So in this particular fight, I'm actually going to not pick a winner. I think this fight just goes the distance.
Goes the distance.
I think this fight goes the 12-round distance. And if you're like me and you want to put a few different parlays out there, just a few, then you know what? I put it out there. I actually threw a few bucks on Eubank for the upset. Why not? I think plus 250.
So the word here, I'm in the UK this week, Tommy, and the word here is that they don't rate Eubank very much. They don't rate Harlem very much.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of hype behind him, but he's got the name.
He's got the Eubank name.
Yeah.
Remember, Catterall is also going to be hungry, right? You would expect a hungry Catterall after coming off a loss to kind of get himself back on the bike, so to speak, and start riding and start pedaling again. So, I wouldn't say going the distance is the end of the world, because I think Catterall, because he doesn't punch enough, it's hard to get these stoppages at his level, right?
That, and I don't think Catterall's had a stoppage in like 4 or 5 years, Paulie. He's a distance fighter at this point. He knows how to win. He knows how to win fights. He makes these rounds too close, but he knows how to win fights. He's not out there looking for knockouts with these guys. Right. So he's also got a very reliable chin himself, very good defense. So I see everything pointing in the way of a 12-round fight. Like I said, it's going to go the distance, in my opinion. I threw a few bucks on Eubank for the upset. Should it happen? Should Catterall be on the decline? And
that's just being a degenerate.
Yeah, that's just a degenerate bet, just to make a few dollars with those odds, parlay with a couple other things. You're like plus 400, plus 450. Why not throw 10, 15 bucks on it?
But that was like me betting Chavez Jr. last week, right?
Exactly. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, but hey, I said Chavez was going the distance though. So that's where you put the smart money. There's where you put the smart money, the reliable money, and then you can take a little bit of a chance. But maybe Eubank's better than
the degenerates gets the best of all of us. Sometimes we see these odds and we're like, we have a few friends that do that, right?
Yeah, of course we do. I got one specific in mind. Hey, Nick. So, but I see this fight going the distance is my pick. So, down the line is Catterall by stoppage for sure. I like Nicholson by stoppage, a rare stoppage. That's a pick 'em kind of thing. People can make the decision on that one, but I would lean it in the direction.
So even one parlay that we were looking at could be two fights by stoppage and one fight by decision, right? I mean,
correct.
The the Nicholson and Cordina fight by stoppage and the Catterall fight by decision. That's its own parlay on. That's an option for a parlay in and of itself, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
probably decent odds too.
Yeah, no, you'll end up with plus odds there because, like, I mean, Cordina on the KO is minus 300. I believe the distance for Catterall and Eubank is in the ballpark of like minus 375. And so that chops you right down to like minus 150. And then with Skye Nicholson, that'll probably put you just above like maybe plus 105.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Not
Yeah,
bad,
so
man.
like it's a light weekend of boxing.
Light weekend after a busy weekend last weekend. The next 2 weekends will be busy as well. So guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, and so that you guys can tune into our big fight forecast every week. And just talk a little bit of degenerate boxing, a little bit of the degeneracy, a little bit of the casino talk. That's what Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast is all about. We don't just talk the fights. Everybody does boxing talk. Even my channel at Paulie TV, I do boxing talk. But this is a little bit of degeneracy, a little bit of gambling.
Once in a while, you got to punt or you got to throw a Hail Mary because it happens. It does happen.
Yeah. It does happen. Of course it does. So that's it, man. We hope you guys tune in next week. Remember, none of what we say is gambling or betting advice. Everything said on Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast is strictly for entertainment purposes. Tune in every week. Tune in next week. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's Tommy Reno and I'm Paulie Malignaggi. And this has been Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast.